Hi, this report is current as of Friday the 17th here. Things are finally starting to change and go our way a little bit here, I think. Our water temperatures are in the upper 60, low 70 area. So the bluegills are starting to move in, on particularly on Lake Monona and Wabisa, starting to look for some areas to spawn. Some typical traditional areas are starting to have some beds show up in them. Up here on Lake Mendota, white bass have been somewhat active off of Maple Bluff, and the smallmouth bass continue to be pretty active out on the bars and the points. Look for fish in 10 to 18 feet of water. Leeches or plastics have been working pretty well for those. The catfish are starting to roam the lake. There's quite a few of them out around Governor's Island and still up in that North Shore Bay area. Cut bait still working pretty well. It's time to start thinking about using some stink bait. I know the guys up in the marsh have been using that with some success. Otherwise, the crappie action on Lake Mendota seems to have tapered off quite a bit. Not that it was ever hot and heavy by any means, but the fish are really scattered right now. They don't seem to be spawned yet either. Some people told me that caught some this week, had some females that still had eggs in them, and they're really not seeing any spawning activity or much bluegill activity up here on Lake Mendota. As far as those bluegills on Monona, like I said, some of the historical areas, Squaw Bay, Turville Bay, Wild Haven, down through there over by Hudson Park, all the way from the Yahara River over to the warm water, the MG&E warm water outlet over by Monona Drive. All those areas are going to have bluegill beds in them here, if they don't already, real soon. And those fish should start to move in some pretty big numbers. The weeds are up and doing real well now. And like I said, those water temperatures are up in that low 70 area for the most part. I've been talking to some of the guys doing a little muskie fishing on the chain. They've been struggling. They're seeing some fish, but they don't seem to be cooperating overly. It's getting a little frustrating, I guess, for some of the guys. And the best bite seems to be at night, a night bite, surface stuff late at night. Down on Lake Kegonsa, I've heard some walleye action over the weeds. And the guys that have been bluegill fishing down there really haven't been doing a whole lot. Oh, and I forgot, I did talk to some fellows that got into some nice perch on Monona this last week, right along the weed lines in a few areas, 10 feet of water or so, just fishing vertical in the morning. The Turville Point area was one specific area. Over by the rock pile at Squaw Bay, there's another area to look. And that's just the beginning of that, I'm sure. There seems to be a lot of perch on that lake right now. Really, I think that's all I've got right at the moment. Send those pictures in if you would. I'd like to get them up on the slideshow here with the fishing report. And really, that's about it for right now. If anybody's got anything they'd like to share, they can call us at the store, 608-241-4225. Or if you're on the road, don't be afraid to use our fishing report phone line. It's 244-3474, spells big fish. Thanks. Bye.